Hello again from my front porch. Well, today I was out at the fair, and it's been a beautiful day here in Iowa. It's actually a really perfect day to be outdoors. I even got windows open here on the front porch. You probably can hear, nature there in the background. But I actually went out to the state fair this morning because yours truly got to sing the national anthem to start off the day. Now, it's a little bit of a misnomer to say that I started off the day because they don't do the national anthem until about 10 a.m. And I can assure you that by 10 a.m., there are a lot of people already there. So it's not like they're doing the national anthem as they're opening the gate to let people in. There are people everywhere, and vendors are already selling food. The carnival is already up and running, and in fact, when I got done doing the national anthem, I could hear sound checks going on at the grandstand for whoever's playing tonight. I suppose I should know, but I don't. But anyway, so I got to do that today, and I was very excited. I was very honored. In fact, if you're curious, how did it go? Well, it went, oh, say, can you see? But no, seriously though, here is exactly how it went.
The Iowa State Fair has been a long and treasured tradition of the state of Iowa. Help us continue our tradition in honoring our country as we begin our day. Please join us as we honor the United States of America in singing our national anthem. Our singer today is Paul Smith from right here in Des Moines.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I don't like to listen to myself a lot, but I will say that listening to myself do it this year, I think it was pretty good. I think I sounded pretty good. I thought, especially considering just a few days ago I was having oral surgery. I thought it sounded not bad. But seriously, I thought it was just a perfect day, and everything went really well, and I had a good time doing it. Now, while I was at the fair, I also did a couple things. Now, I'm going to tell you about what's coming later in the week, but in a moment. But I didn't want to just take care of a couple of things while I was there. See, I have a shot glass collection, and so I thought, I don't know if I have ever gotten a shot glass at the Iowa State Fair. And so I wanted to go see what they had. I was also curious to see if they had anything related to the fact that there wasn't a fair last year. If there was anything that was sort of acknowledging that. And so I discovered that they did. They actually had some merchandise that had been made for 2020. There was no fair in 2020 because of the pandemic. And so they had this lapel pin. They have lapel pins every year, and then people collect these things. It's a big deal. But they had one for one of the big things that happens at the fair is there's this place called Barksdale that sells these buckets of cookies. And when I say bucket, I mean like a big plastic bucket filled overflowing with little chocolate chip cookies that they just dump in there, and then here you go. Or you can get them in a cup. It's like one of those large styrofoam jumbo cups, or maybe it's only a medium cup now these days. I don't know. But one of those large styrofoam cups, about yay tall and about this big wide, and they'll fill that with the cookies. So a smaller thing. And so the lapel pin actually is one of those cups filled with cookies, and it said Iowa State Fair 2020. And I thought, Well, that's just perfect because the Barksdale cookies is synonymous with the Iowa State Fair, and so here's the cup with the cookies, Iowa State Fair, but then 2020, and I thought, oh, I got to get one of those. I don't collect the pins, and I don't know where I would ever wear this pin, but I just had to get it because it said the 2020 fair that never was, the fair that didn't happen. But then also I did find the shot glasses, and they had shot glasses that said Iowa State. They had all the Iowa State Fair logo stuff on there, 2021, and I was like, well, okay, I could get that. But then as I'm checking out, the guy tells me, and he says, oh, so did your shot glass? And I say, yeah, I'm telling how I have a collection of. And he says, well, did you see the ones that had said 2020, but then they changed it to 2021? I was like, what? No, what's that? He said, I don't know if there's any still over there or not, but there were some. And I said, well, thank you. Thank you for the tip. Let me go check. And I went and looked, and sure enough, I found one, and it's so cool. And so I got to show you, what that looked like, because I thought it was just hysterical. That if you look really close, you see on the glass it had said 2020, and it's been crossed out to say 2021. Now, I don't know if that actually was a 2020 glass that then was resent back to have the slash and the 2021 added to it, or if they were just printed that way to look like they did it. I don't care. What I think is really fun is that it's got the 2020 on it slash 2021. I just think I thought that was hysterical. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the shot glass I want. So I got that to add to my collection too. So I did that. A little bit of personal Paul gift shopping for something like the shot glass that's kind of breakable, so I can just bring it right back home, because I didn't stay at the fair very long. I did my singing and then took care of a couple of these little errands, and then split and actually went back to work. Came back home and did some work, but it meant that this breakable shot glass I was able to bring home and not worry about hauling it around the fairground all day and possibly breaking it on something. So I did that, but I also, while I was at the fair, I had to stop in and see my good friend Tom I'm going to say Benoit. He says it's Benoit, but I'm still going to call him Benoit because that's what I've been calling him the whole time. I think he'll answer to either one. But he works at one of the booths out at one of the vendor stands, selling tenderloins, extreme tenderloins, and extreme balls. That's what it says, extreme balls, and it's tenderloin balls. With and they put them on a skewer, and each tenderloin ball is separated by a dill pickle and a chunk of onion. And you just eat. It's really, really good stuff. But so I had to stop and see Tom and support him and the crew there at his stand. Tom, I wanted to make sure I checked in with him this morning because Tom, he's only able to be out there in the morning times, and he doesn't necessarily make it for the whole day. And so I wanted to make sure that if he was there, I stopped by and said hi and didn't blow it off. So got that into, and I was very pleased to have the chance to check in with Tom and be able to enjoy a little chat with him, and also the tastiness of his extreme balls. Yes, but it was a good time. I really enjoyed it a lot. Now, one interesting thing. I will be back again at the fair on Saturday because that's when I'll be singing the anthem again. Now, I say again, although Saturday is technically when I was originally scheduled to sing. That's what I had requested, because I usually try to request to sing the anthem on the same day that Bob Dorr and his band are performing at night at the Mid-American Energy stage, because I like to then go and just stay for the whole day and then go watch them that night. And my bestie Tara, she comes to the fair that same day, and and we spend the day going around and trying all the new foods they're going on at the fair, and then we rate them. And so you'll see that episode when we do that here on Saturday when we rate the foods, and you'll see how that goes. But the reason I was there today is because they had called and asked if I could also come in today and do the anthem, because I found out when I was there today that the person who was originally scheduled had canceled because of concerns about the COVID, the rise in positive cases. And I've already talked about this at length before, about my feelings about all of it. I think it's serious. I think people should not blow it off. I'm fully vaccinated. I wear my mask when I'm required to wear my mask. I don't think personally, I really don't believe the mask does much for you. Now, if I had something and I was spreading it, the mask would reduce my ability to do that, yes. But as far as wearing it to protect myself from somebody coughing on me and getting stuff on me, that little piece of fabric covering my mouth is not doing anything. It's not. And people say, well, it's better than nothing. Okay, well, a lot of things are better than nothing, but we're not doing all those other things, and we're not implying that wearing the fabric, or that we're not implying that doing those other things will make COVID go away. But that's what people are saying now. Well, if we all would just wear our masks, then COVID would go away. That's baloney. That is not even there. That's a complete disconnect from reality. All that wearing the mask is a physical, outward way to, I hate, there's the other cliche now that the term has come up, but virtue signal. It's virtue signaling. Because honestly, wearing the mask, okay, maybe that is, but you know what really does more? Washing your hands. Washing your hands and keeping, a reasonable distance, not, being crowded with people any more than you absolutely need to be. That actually does more for you than wearing that piece of fabric over your mouth. But hey, if you like wearing the fabric, if it makes you feel good, like Linus dragging his blanket around, go for it. I'm not going to criticize you for wearing a mask. I'm also not going to criticize somebody who chooses to not wear a mask. Oh, hold on. Look at that. I see it glistening on my face because it is a nice day in Iowa, but it's a little warm. And you can see Paul's getting a little bit sweaty out here on the front porch. But I believe that it is possible to actually be sane in how we respond to something like the Delta variant of COVID-19, that we can still go about our normal everyday activities in our business just using your head. Just think. Just be mindful of others around you. Be aware of it. Now, I realize that for some people, that's a stretch. Unfortunately, I fully recognize that. And even in my experience going to the fair, driving there in traffic, walking around what little bit I was there, there are rude people, and there are people who are in their own little world, and it's like they got blinders on, and they don't recognize there's anybody else that exists, and all that matters is them and them doing their thing. And those are the people that cause problems, and those are the people who are trouble, and those are the people who need to understand that they need to grow up. But I don't really believe that most people are in that category. I really don't. Maybe I'm just Pollyanna, overly optimistic, but I believe that is the minority of people. Now, they can still cause problems, but I believe it's the minority of people. And I believe, I don't think there's going to be any problems of the Iowa State Fair being a super spreader event or anything like that. As some people here have posted on Facebook, I've seen, anybody going to the super spreader event today? And I was like, actually, I'm going on Monday and Saturday. Yeah, yes, but it's, I think it is unnecessarily extreme. I think a good healthy dose of common sense and reality. It's kind of like dieting. Somebody says, well, I need to lose weight, and so I'm just gonna stop eating. Period. That would be absurd. Okay, well, so I'm not gonna just stop eating, but I'm only gonna eat these 3 or 4 things and nothing else. Okay, maybe if you've got the determination, you could do that. However, once you've done that and you've succeeded and you've lost the amount of weight that you want to lose, are you going to be able to survive just eating whatever it is you've limited yourself down to? No. And pretty soon, you're going to wind up going back to eating the other things that you were eating, and you're going to put the weight right back on. I say this because I see it happen to a lot of people. I even saw it starting to happen to me. And so this is the same scenario. It's not a question of how can we shut things down and be cold turkey. It's a question of just teaching people to be smarter, to just be more, use a little more sense. I'm not going to say common sense because it's not common, but just try to get people to use some sense. And that would mean that we could overcome this stuff a lot better than just trying to force people to stop everything and shut everything down and be afraid, be aware, run in paranoia. No, let's just teach people to be sensible. Anyway, that's my soapbox for that. But anyway, I went to the fair. I didn't have any. I did not have any trouble. We'll see. They say it takes a week or two for things to percolate and see if you got to. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'll let you know if in a while anything comes up. But I really doubt that it's going to. But I had a great day at the fair, and I am so glad that the fair is back in 2021. And I look forward to going back on Saturday. And with that, Sweaty Paul here. Woo, man, another layer. Yeah, see, I lost another 2 pounds right there. I will see you all next time from my front porch.